Once you're done with that one, you can go work on that one. See if we can figure out a pattern. Helps you rewrite it as x squared plus 0x minus 4. Another one you can do. You think you figured out the pattern? Jump straight to the answer. Yeah, you got that. The second one, you should get x plus 2, x minus 2. I think that's all of yours. Or how about x squared minus 100? Seeing some similarities. Look at what we have here. Here's the first one. About x squared minus 49, what would that be? X plus 7, x minus 7. Or x minus then x plus. Yeah, that keeps happening that way. So this is a formula called the difference of squares. So in mathematics, difference means we're doing what? What operation? If you find the difference between two things, difference is subtracting. Okay. So if you have a difference, you're subtracting two things that have been squared. So what did they square to get x squared? Yeah, x. Don't overthink it. What did they square to get 49? 7. So the formula is if you have a squared minus b squared as your original problem, that factors into a plus b, notice it's the square roots, times a minus b. So a plus b times a minus b. So now we can apply this to even bigger problems, something like 25x squared minus 64. And now this is taking the fact that you know your square roots, your perfect squares. So see if we can use this formula. A is the square root of that first part. So what's the square root of 25x squared? 5 and an x. Square root of 64? 8. 5x minus 8. You could FOIL that out, you can multiply that out, you would get 25x squared minus 64. So what about 12x squared minus 4? No, minus 3. Back it up now. 12x squared minus 3. So what we just worked on here was the perfect squares. Are these perfect squares? No. No. Remember, the first step is always to look for a... Do we have a common factor? So this can become 3 times 4x squared minus 1. Oh, snap. Now do we have perfect squares? Or the other way to ask that is, can you take square roots? Can you take the square root of 4x squared and get a natural number? And can you take the square root of 1 and get a natural number? Okay. So then your final answer would still have that 3 out there. It would be 2x plus 1 times 2x minus 1. That would be it. So this formula right here, I will give you that shortcut. Save you some time on those difference of squares questions. You're going to see that on 21, 23, 24, 33. Okay. You'll want to use that formula some way or another. So I'm going to be done. You have about 15 minutes to now work on the factoring. We have one more section on this lesson to do, which we'll do tomorrow. We'll work on this a lot this week, and then next week we'll get into those imaginary numbers that I promised you about before Christmas. Have fun.